25 years ago, the FBI began arresting Buddhist priests, Japanese language school teachers, and community leaders. Within 2 months of the US government began the mass incarceration of all Japanese Americans from the West Coast.
I still remember being 17 when 9/11 happened. Probably the first Allied solidarity friendship event I remember attending at that young age, at such a difficult time for our country, was hosted by Japanese Americans in Southern California.
I think many of us have been thinking about the words of Pastor Martin Niemöller, who you remember from World War II.
First they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist.
Then they came to take away the trade unionists.
And I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist.
Then they came to take away the Jews.
And I did not speak out because I was not a Jew.
Then they came to take away me.
And there was no one left to speak out for me.
Candidate Trump first floated the idea on Pearl Harbor Day, 2015.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
He'd support a mandatory database to track all Muslims in the U.S.
We've done it with Iran back a while ago. We did it during World War II with Japanese, which, you know, call it what you will, maybe wrong.
You're not proposing we go back to the days of internment camps, I hope.
No. I'm not proposing that at all, Megan. But what I am saying is that we need to protect America.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that gets people scared, Carl.
Right. But I'm just saying there is precedent for it, and I'm not saying...
How dare he? That was not a precedent. It was a warning that we must never let that happen again.
No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
It was a national emergency. People were panicked. There were stories about submarines being off the coast, Japanese submarines.
And the Navy Secretary suggested that there were Japanese spies and saboteurs that aided the enemy attack.
I remember that Sunday morning, I'll never forget. We were working out in the field. Turned on the radio, just taking a rest, and then it was interrupted with a news flash. Japan is bombing Pearl Harbor, and I remember saying, what a stupid thing Japan is doing. Who do they think they are, bombing our country?
The next morning, there was a military man in front of our house. And then after that, we were not allowed to go beyond a certain block.
This is my mom standing in line waiting to get her family number that they would wear when they were to show up to be removed from their homes. It's a remarkable photo because it captures the expression on her face, but also the posters in the back that notified people how many days they had before they were going to be removed.
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate, of the House of
Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a great man who did great things during the Depression to get us out of that, signed Executive Order 9066. This nation was swept up in war hysteria, racism, and the failure of political leadership.
I remember we started to gather anything that was Japanesey, like magazines, records, pictures, anything. And we start to burn them.